Okay, so let's do the wraparound loops. In this case, instead of starting with a 1-inch loop, I'm going to start with a 1/2 inch loop. It's about 10 of these beads, so you can count or measure. Again, about an 8-inch tail. Make a nice tight loop. I tend to try and keep those fairly round, maybe a little bit of a point at the bottom. Second loop, you're just wrapping it right around there. Till I'm on camera, I don't realize how much I fiddle with each loop, you know, shaping it the way I want it and that kind of thing. But yeah, adding and subtracting beads till you get it the way you want it to look. Okay. That's pretty round. I tend to like it a little more pointed at the bottom, but you know, it's all right. Do a full twist once you get those 2 loops. I can try and shape this a little bit, pinching it at the bottom, keeping it round at the top. Okay, I just need to make 5 of these double loops. Okay, so again, 1/2 inch or 10 bead inner loop, and then wrap the other around the outside. And you want to keep them as close as you can, and you need to keep them fairly tight. Okay, so we just go from there. And I can get really particular about the shape and all of that. And you know what? Once you start putting the flowers together, it doesn't matter, but it helps you sort of get in the zone, and you like that shaping and fidgeting, go right ahead. And if you don't like that fiddly stuff, it's all fine. I'm trying to keep these as close together as possible. So so my center bead covers that little center section pretty well. Okay, now I've got my 5 petals, and I'm going to bring my 2 wires in the back. I'm going to just give them a full twist and make that all to close those into a circle. Might have given that a little bit extra, a little bit of an extra twist as well. Tend to cup these in a little bit. Shape them the way I like them. Yeah, and I tend to like these wraparound loops flowers a little bit better. Just personal preference, but yeah, either way. They all look good when they're put together. The other thing you guys can think about is using different shades. You know, violets. I mean, there's a lot of purple violets and white violets, but I guess I'm sure they come in some other shades as well, but I like to use different shades of purple if I'm doing all purple violets. And I am doing all purple violets because, you know, these are mostly purple here on this vase. Like that, I guess that one is actually white, and I could have added some white ones in. But, you know, I did mostly purple. But you can see these are the, sorry, you can see this is that metallic bead, and this is more of a matte sort of frosted bead. I have some more of these, so I'm going to make some of those as well. Okay, so I twisted those two wires together, had them both behind, and then I pulled one up to the front and have the other going straight back. This is the one I'm going to put my center on. I'm going to use another 8/0 bead because that's what I have in reach. I think I like the 6/0 even better, the slightly bigger bead better. But you know what? On these double loops, I like this one just fine. On the crossover loop, I might have liked the bigger center. Okay, so now I gotta get my two wires together on the back. I gotta make sure my center, I like how it's sitting, and I'm just gonna give those a nice twist, make sure they're tight. Okay, take a look at that flower. I think it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So now I'm just gonna do a 10 bead loop again on the back, 1/2 inch, 10 beads or so. I'm gonna do 2 of those for that calyx. And again, if you want to make it a little bit bigger, that's totally cool. We'll make a 12 bead loop today. Okay. Okay. Full twist. Oh no. Good. Okay. The computer screen went dark and I thought it stopped recording, but it did not stop recording. Okay. All right. So now we got one leaf, and now we need the other leaf to go. So again, I did 1/2 inch, 10 to 12 beads. 3. Okay. Ah. It's always frustrating when you're on camera. Okay. Full twist of that little loop. Shape it how you want. On either side. Okay. Bring these wires tight together. You might need to give them a twist so that things stay, those leaves stay where they are. And again, you want that twist just up and as tight to that flower as possible, because we want to be able to put the stem beads up as high as possible. So there's our little calyx. There's our little flower. So once you get several of these together, so I've got 2 flowers and a bud. So I could make a small little grouping of just these 3. And if you wanted to do that right now, you would bead the stems and then twist them together and have a little bundle, or you could bead the stems and have them all individual. But we'll look at at how we can put these together in maybe the next video. Okay. So we'll make a bunch more of these, and I'll try and get a PDF pulled together. My camera battery is charging, so that might have to wait until tomorrow.